This is going to be my only video discussing what happened with Charlie Kirk. I feel that enough has been said, enough has been definitely posted. And I want to discuss more than how his death affected myself, people who knew him, young Americans, and America overall. I want to discuss more than that. I want to discuss more on what's next. What's the next step? And if I'm going to be clear and honest with you, as I always like to be, I really want to discuss how I feel about this entire ordeal. Let's get into it. So, as you well know, about Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk being shot at one of his college campus visits. I did not know much about the man, Charlie Kirk. I wasn't too aware of his impact, actually. I knew what he was trying to do, and I supported that. In case you didn't know, what Charlie Kirk would do would go from campus to campus at these indoctrination centers. Universities. And with these young people who are screaming free Palestine in the midst of Hamas slaughtering people, kidnapping and torturing them, with these young morons screaming, oh, we understand bin Laden now. He went to these same places that were, for lack of a better term, brainwashing, indoctrinating the youth of America, and having them defend their talking points, defend your opinion, bring to me your case, tell me why you're right and I'm wrong. That was it. And as if you've listened to anybody, a lot of people who've met him, a lot of people who've talked with him, called him a tame person in the realm of politics. He didn't cuss you out like that. He didn't yell or berate you. He simply attacked left-leaning ideology with pure logic. That's all he did. And because of that, because he used logic to combat crazy, because he used logic over emotions and feelings, someone thought that he should die for that. Not that they could beat him with their words, not that they could defend the position that they stood on. They couldn't do that. So what they figured they would do was just take him out for his opinions. That's what Turning Point USA was. Charlie Kirk went from campus to campus, university to university, and it is widely held, believed, and accepted that his college visits, the Turning Point USA that he started, was a turning point for many young Americans. He is accredited with giving Trump the youth vote in this last presidential election. Take that for what it is. I have no feeling about that either way. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But what he chose to do was bring civility to political discourse. Enough of the yelling and the name calling. He wanted the conversation to happen. It's much like how I sign off when I say conversation is the most important thing. That's what Charlie Kirk was doing. Getting people to talk, getting people to listen. This individual stole his life because he didn't like what was coming out of his mouth. He didn't like his position, his standpoint, or his opinion. So instead of tuning him out and walking away, because Charlie Kirk's setup at these campuses were open mic, he didn't go hunt down anybody. You could walk up, y'all start a conversation. And instead of him walking away and ignoring it, he felt so strong, so diametrically opposed to Charlie Kirk's opinion that he shot the man. He killed a man, removed a father from his children's lives, and took away what seemed to be a very good husband from a wife, all because of his opinion. I've listened to a lot of people talk about that. I've seen the horrid, vitriolic, hateful, and outright evil of people celebrating the death of a man whose opinions they don't like. They celebrated and enjoyed gleefully the death of a man because they didn't like his opinion. And that's kind of where I want to kick off with this. Because listening to other people on mainly on the right, because all this hate and venom is coming from the left, so fuck y'all. But listen to the people on the right describing. It's I only saw a handful of his turning point stops across America. And in doing this channel, why my brothers and I did this channel, was for the very thing that Charlie Kirk was doing. We hope to reach people, particularly Black people, and let them see that it's okay to be an independent thinker. It's okay to go outside the box. It is okay to learn on your own. It's okay to not believe everything that the mainstream media pours into your brain. It's okay to be a free mind. With this, I apologize for the pauses. I'm a father. I grew up without a father for a different reason. And I have 3 daughters, as y'all know. And just the thought of those children having to grow up without a father. But those people who have celebrated this have proven that they are evil. As I was saying, when my brothers and I started this channel, I never wanted to be on one side or the other. I never wanted to fully commit to one side or the other, because neither side is fully committed to me. Neither side is fully committed to us. It's politics, baby. It can literally change overnight. With that, I have called out both sides when either side has done something idiotic or stupid or antithetical to the betterment of the American people. I've called that out no matter who it is. But I was listening to a guy who has, over the years, really made me think and rethink a few things. His name is Eric July, Young Ripper. And he said he released a couple of videos. I will have them linked into the comments. But he released a couple of videos where he said they want you dead. The left wants you dead. And there's no other way around it. You can't play polite with these people. You can't reason with them. They want you dead, and I hope you see that. And it's time to take a hard stand. I never wanted to do that. Never. Because, as I said a moment ago, politics, the people you voted for whatever reason, can change overnight. And that is something that I say literally. Though The weight of violence has come from the left, and I have spoken on that. I still would not fully blame the left. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't, because there was something in my heart that understood that both sides aren't great. And I even stopped using that argument, both sides. I just would not just go all in on the left. You can go back, watch videos, and I just never went all in on the left. I would go all in on situations. I would go all in on particular people, but never just the left as a whole. But as Eric said, that you can't play with them anymore. They want you dead. I hope you see that now. They want you dead. And those words kept echoing through my mind as I watched more and more TikTok videos about celebrating the death of a husband and father. Every video, I could swear I heard Eric say, "They want you dead. They want you dead." And by the celebration, I can't logically argue against that anymore. I cannot logically argue that the left wants to be peaceful. They are the side that are always screaming, "No more gun violence. Please stop with the gun violence." Yet when a man is shot, they celebrate it. It is so horrible now that I believe that my stand has got to be a lot firmer. I've always played it down the middle. But recently, it would seem that down the middle doesn't work anymore. Now we have the libs, the Dems, the progressives. They act more authoritarian and totalitarian than anything else I've ever seen in my 51 years of life. For me to understand, for me to help you understand how bad it is, the Democrat Party are projecting. They call the right the supremacists, the Nazis, the fascists, when their behavior is exactly the same behavior that Hitler used to get into power. Go do the research for yourself and see how Hitler got into power. Hitler just didn't take over. No, Hitler convinced everyone else that he was right. Hitler convinced the world that he was the best option out there. The entire time Hitler was doing that, he was literally killing his opposition and silencing anybody that spoke out against him. What does that sound like? Ask Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. Ask Trump down at his golf course. Ask the senators at the baseball game. Ask, I think it was Kavanaugh, the guy that was trying to come kill him after the Roe v. Wade decision. Have you noticed that all the people that are getting attacked are on the right, the conservatives, the Republicans, yet it's the left saying that they are the peaceful side? You see, the libs are really slick at this. They are the masters of setting things in motion and then throwing their hands up. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to, but the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling, and you take him for a friend.
It was those other people. I can't control everybody else. No, you can't. But you can help tamp it down, but you don't want to. You see, they claim to be the side of tolerance and nonviolence, but that was dispelled years ago. Do y'all remember the second Trump impeachment trial when Trump's representative did this?
House managers spoke about rhetoric, about a constant drumbeat of heated language. Well, as I'm sure everyone watching expected, we need to show you some of their own words.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
You got to be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school.
If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now.
Okay.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
And you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
We're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the
Well, this is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Can y'all picture if anybody said that about Biden? Can you picture what would happen if anybody said that about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris when she was running? It would have been a whirlwind shitstorm. Yet, speaking on attacking Trump and his supporters, it's all good. That's what the media has been doing since that man has been elected. That's what the media, Congress people, politicians, reps, everybody, that's what they have been doing since Trump was elected. They did it when he was out of office, and they continue to do it. So when you have that being beat into your brain over and over and over again for over 10 years, what do you think people are going to do? Even the guy that tried to kill him at his golf course in Florida even said, he's Hitler. I had to take him out. Here, as it says, man accused of Trump assassination attempt cut off by judge as trial begins. Minutes into his opening statement, Ryan Routh, the man accused of trying to assassinate U.S. President Donald Trump last September, was forced by the judge to end his remarks. Introductory statements are typically used to preview evidence and arguments for the rest of the trial, but Mr. Routh's were dedicated to his philosophical musings on intent, the history of human evolution, and the need to be kind to one another, and beauty found in hearthstones worn smooth by generations of children. He invoked Adolf Hitler and Vladimir Putin and declared modern trials seem to eliminate all that is human. The left did that. The left-leaning mainstream media did that. All they've called this man is the next Hitler, the next Hitler. And if anyone knows history, then you'd be right to fear Hitler. You have said left-leaning media. The left-leaning media has called this man everything except anything positive. They've called him Hitler, a fascist, and a threat to democracy. Well, what do you think is going to happen? And more importantly, Eric July was right. They want to see us dead. And it doesn't matter who you are. Once you get on the bad side of the left, they go after you with full venom. If you don't believe me, ask Elon Musk. Elon Musk was the left's golden boy. Oh, he's going to save the world. He and those electric vehicles, he is fighting against global warming. He is fighting to protect the environment. And then once he said, we need more free speech, he's the enemy. you know what? Donald Trump was right when it comes to a lot of this finance and the crazy stuff that the left is doing. So I'm going to support him. And they literally started burning down his car lots. They started attacking people that own Teslas. This is the tolerant left, mind you. Go back. We did a video on that. The tolerant left destroying Tesla cars because Elon was siding with Trump. Doesn't that sound like a mafia move? You go against the family, you know what has to happen. That's some mafia shit. And these are the people who claim to be tolerant, who claim to be peace-loving. Now, there have been a few on the left, crazy leftists, as I call them, that have called for, no, this is bad. Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, he's speaking out against this.
And violence is not the answer. It's never, ever, ever the answer. It is intellectual surrender. It's saying, I don't know how to win with my mind and with my ideas. Instead, I'm going to resort to violence. And that is a form of intellectual defeat. It is obviously immoral.
But you have so many of the youth and so many people that have been brainwashed because all they do is take in the left mainstream media. That's all they absorb. That's all they believe is the left mainstream media. So they were told that Charlie Kirk was the bad guy. Hate him. Your job is to hate him. If you're down with the Democrat Party, your job is to hate him. You know, the people that say that if we want our children to be kids and not learn about anything sexual until they're in their teens, we're the intolerant ones. But if you go against them in any way, form, or fashion, you have to be hated. And apparently, you have to be killed. Eric July was right. They want us dead. They truly and really do. One of the positive things about this is people who you did not know were fucked up in the head, masks came off. Masks truly came off. There were people that I used to follow on Instagram. Notice I use the term used to. People I used to follow on Facebook. If you celebrated the death, the murder, the assassination of this man, you are an evil piece of shit, and I will not fuck with you anymore. At all. You stay in your world, I'll stay in mine. And I will be keeping an eye on you. Because it seems that people who believe or are down with them, they're down with murder. They're down with civil unrest. Hell, they're down with the alphabet mob that has spawned 5 of the last mass shooters. You know the alphabet mob. You know the LGBT, ABC, MI, OSU, SZ, who cares? But that alphabet mob has spawned the last 5 mass shooters. I did a previous video on that. Go check that out as well. But that's what the Dems support. That's their boys. That's their hitmen. You see, the alphabet mob, they wire them up. That's their muscle. Well, you better believe. I believe in that, partner. They want us dead. Anybody who's not down with them, anybody who speaks sense to nonsense and truth to lies, logic to illogic is an enemy to them. So I know I'm on the list. It's a damn shame that they did that man like that for having a difference of opinion. It's a damn shame that they do anybody on the right like that for a difference of opinion, because their logic can't stand up against our logic. So what they must do, they must kill. And yes, I said our. I was very happy saying them and theirs, left and right. But nah, I'm on the side of people who will speak up against this nonsense. Eric was right. It's time to take a hard stance. Will I ever fully trust any politician? No, that ain't the point here. The point is, this is a story about good and evil. You had people who you never even thought would do this, would celebrate the death of another man, and you had them coming out and celebrating the death. But thankfully, finally, we do have people that understand that's not cool. We finally have people that are standing up and telling these crazy ass folks that are celebrating the death on social media, there will be consequences for this bullshit. Why are y'all sad? Teachers, firefighters, officials on leave or fired over Charlie Kirk post. Now, before I go into it, I need y'all to understand that some of the things that are going to be said here, I'm going to read, are going to be very vile and despicable. Again, I've only skimmed the article. Teachers, firefighters, elected officials, and even a cable news contributor have lost their jobs or are under investigation after comments they made about the assassination of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. Reports of teachers and school administrators around the country being put on leave proliferated Thursday, less than 24 hours after Kirk's death. School employees in Tennessee, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Mississippi, and Ohio were all being investigated for posts made on social media. At least one teacher in South Carolina was fired for a post about Kirk's death that read, "Thoughts and prayers to his children, but IMHO, America became greater today." There, I said it. IMHO means in my honest opinion. Wow. A teacher. This is a person that is tasked with molding the minds of young children. Said America became greater today not because a politician was dead, not because an evil man was dead, a influencer. You know, the same influencers I'm sure that ass bitch follows on TikTok. Oh, this influencer said do this. So if your favorite influencer gets killed, that's cool then. America became better. And that's something I want to pause here and discuss. Charlie Kirk wasn't a politician. He created no laws. He wrote no bills. He had no votes on laws and bills to get passed. He was just a man that wanted to hold an open discussion to the youth about why do you think the way that you do? Come convince me and I will present my side. You bring your side of the argument, I'll bring my side. Let's see who makes more sense. I've heard if you can't beat them, you join them. But to the war to the left, if you can't beat them, you kill them. They tried to do it to Trump, and they succeeded to doing it to Charlie Kirk. A teacher and city councilor in Cornelius, Oregon wrote the assassination really brightened up my day. That is a teacher and a politician. It really brightened up their day. That's what he said. It brightened up his day. The death of a husband and father brightened up his day. A public relations employee for the National Football League's Carolina Panthers was terminated, according to The Athletic, after reportedly posting on his personal Instagram account, "Why y'all sad? Your man said it was worth it," with an image of the Wu-Tang hit "Protect Your Neck," because Charlie Kirk was shot through the neck. It's disgusting, but thank y'all for letting me know who you are. I appreciate it. I know who not to fuck with. Matthew Dowd, an MSNBC contributor, was also fired by the network for comments he made on air during breaking news coverage on Wednesday. He said he was constantly pushing this sort of hate speech aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. You can't say these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place. He's dead ass right. I want y'all to, please, everybody, take that, because he just convicted the entire left. Because y'all hateful words lead to other people's hateful actions. Thank you, Mr. Dowd, for telling the truth. It's a rare thing for the left, but I appreciate that, because y'all hateful words led to this hateful action. He never said hateful words. I did see clips of him making snarky comments during his turning point events. But bad part about that it's just like the mainstream media and everybody on the fucking left. They take clips and take them out of context. Put the whole thing on there. It's exactly what Donald Trump sued CBS for. Quit rearranging it and cutting it up and editing things up to make your side look good or make the other side look bad. No. Put it all out there. And they did not do that. They have been a master of putting only segments of what he says out there to make him look bad. While Dowd's comments were made live on air with a large audience, some were made in more private channels but have been brought to light by right-wing activists. Laura Loomer, a conservative media personality with a large following, posted on X, "I will be spending my night making everyone I find online who celebrates his death famous. So prepare to have your whole future professional aspirations ruined if you are sick enough to celebrate his death. I'm going to make you wish you never opened your mouth." I co-sign that. There was a comic book writer who was very happy that Charlie Kirk died. They posted, "I hope the bullet is okay," after touching Charlie. They've been fired. Their comic book that they had written, canceled. There was a game developer who pretty much spewed the same thing. They too are now gone. It's a shame that there are so many people who hated that man and have no idea why. They hate him because they were told to hate him. Not for anything that they've researched or done or looked at on their own. No. The mainstream media showed them clips, out of context clips, and said, "Hate this man. He is the enemy." I be damned. Y'all made him an enemy to somebody that was enraged enough to just shoot that man. Now, one of the things that they didn't mention about the MSNBC, what happened live on the air, because I did catch that, is that Charlie Dowd kept saying, "Oh wait, news is coming in. Well, we don't know if this was assassination or if somebody was just shooting a gun in the air celebrating." Yes, somebody was shooting up in the air, so the bullet entered vertically through his fucking neck. It's very much MSNBC is also the same people who initially didn't want to believe that Trump had been shot. They were calling it some kind of hoax or mistake. It was some bullshit. That's what they do. They start the fire and then throw away the book of matches as if they had nothing to do with it. There are two movies I want to reference right here. One of them being The Bourne Ultimatum, and the very end of that movie, when there was a guy about to kill Jason Bourne, and he asked that guy one very simple question.
Why didn't you take the shot?
Do you even know why you're supposed to kill me?
Do any of you people who hate him even know why you're supposed to hate him? Why? Was it something that you were shown? Something that you were told? Or did you go out on your own and watch it yourself? I'm not talking about a clip that was put in front of your face. No, I mean, go and watch it in its entirety. Watch a full 10-minute clip and tell me exactly why he's so evil when he simply makes logical arguing points. The next thing is the very end of Torah. Watch this. You see, that's what this did to us reasonable, rational people. You have filled us with a great resolve. You have woken up those people that were just going to let y'all be y'all and not deal with you on any level. You've taken those people that are just, I don't want to say pacifists, but just passive in nature. And now you've made them active. And now they are going to do what must be done to protect themselves from the likes of you. Because you have shown, as Eric July said, y'all want us dead. Those are the words that are in my head, and I have to remember it now.
They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with.
Y'all just want anyone that doesn't think the exact same way as you do. You want us dead. Y'all have said it for years. We have seen the smaller actions, but with this blatant attack on a husband and a father who simply wanted to get young minds free, you've shown us that you want nothing more than to literally dance on our graves. That's all I have to say. If you are one of the normal thinking people and you co-sign what I've said today, please leave a like. I have other videos. They won't be as deep and as dark as this, I hope. So if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I do upload. But I say again, the most important thing, leave a comment. Share me out there. Love me, hate me, like me, dislike me. You want me dead or love to see me alive? Let's get a conversation going for Charlie. Let's keep what he's going on. And before I get to the final part, let me say this. I pray that other people on the right, other conservatives, keep Charlie's mission going. Go to college campuses. Don't let this stop us. It was an act of terrorism, because what terrorism does, terrorism not only eliminates the people that it does, but it also intimidates others from doing the same thing. I encourage everyone, don't let this stop your voice. Whether you're as big as Mick and Kelly or small as myself, don't let this stop your voice. This is your man, Big Brother Tucker, representing the free mind thinkers, reminding you to always stand up, stand out, think differently. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I'll holler.